Mr. Secretary, as already said by some of my colleagues, they are, I think, worried about the existence or non-existence of a master plan, an integrated, comprehensive master plan that will finally solve the problem of flooding in this country. Do we have that?
Mr. Chairman, let me qualify. In the Philippines, we have recorded 18 major river basins. 18 major river basins. These are the rivers that would transcend not only in a locality but transcends provinces and regions for that matter.
We understand that,
We have
Mr.
18.
Secretary. We understand that.
We have 18, Mr. Chair.
Even if we have 100 river basins,
Yes.
until and unless you are able to present a master plan that will integrate
Yes.
these river basins, you will be going nowhere.
That's
You
correct.
will accept that.
I accept, Mr. Chairman.
Let me begin by asking you, in executing all these flood control projects, did you ever, either your district engineers or regional district offices ever coordinated with
The local government.
the River Basin Control Office?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Let me explain a little
No,
bit.
the answer
Yes.
is, the question is answerable by yes or no.
There is a different.
Have you ever coordinated with this obscure office called River Basin Control Office? I will explain to you why I'm asking this. It has a very, very significant relation to the subject matter of today's inquiry.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
This River Basin Control Office was created by Executive Order 510. Kung nabasa po ninyo ito, sa Section 2, Paragraph B nitong Executive Order na ito pala yung mandato nitong maliit na opisinang ito which is attached to the DENR. Together with the Department of Public Works and Highways and the National Disaster Coordinating Council, develop a national master plan for flood control by integrating the various existing river basins and developing additional plan for components as needed. Isipin po natin, kaya sabi ko po sa inyo kanina, kahit 100 river basin ang babanggitin nyo sa amin, until and unless they are integrated with one another, which is the mandate of this office, walang mangyayari. Bakit po in the entire equation, in the entire continuum of this problem, bakit hindi man lang nagsasurface itong opisinang ito? Where is it? And why is it? Siya pala yung merong mandato. Ngayon lang natin nalaman. Hanggat hindi po kayo nagko-coordinate, hindi po kayo pala yung regulator eh. Meron pang isang executive order number 816. Sabi po niya rito, referring again to the River Basin Control Office. Whereas, sabi niya, the integration and harmonization of various government mandates and resources. Kasama na po kayong lahat dyan. In the provision of safe and clean water supply and effective flood control management for the entire country is emphasized in the medium-term development plan. Ang laki pala ng mandato nitong opisinang ito. Eh bakit po, Mr. Director General, did we invite the representative from this office? Kumbaga, yung palang pinaka susi ng lahat ng ito. Gawa na kayo ng gawa ng project, DPWH. DBM, bigay naman kayo ng bigay ng pondo. Pero yung opisina na mayroong pananagutan na pag nai-integrate, i-connecta lahat ng inyong ginagawang flood control. Natutulog pala, hindi pala nyo kinukonsultan, hindi pala kayo magkakakilala. So talaga pong walang mangyayari sa lahat ng project. Dito po, matibay na po ang kawalan po ninyo ng coordination dito. Bakit po nagkaganon, Secretary? Why is it that we have already seen, as of today, there is no semblance of coordination with this office? Why?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I think this is one of the challenges that we have to face.
I'm not about to ask you about the challenges. We have
The coordination actually.
challenges.
The
But-
coordination seems to be not really in the right one, Mr. I admit, Mr. Chairman, that we have not had any significant coordination at this point in time.
There was
the
no
office.
coordination at all. You started from the wrong foot. Kaya po pala ganito ang nangyayari. In the next hearing, we would like to know from this office, bakit po sa kabila ng lahat na ito pala ang kanyang pinakamandato, hindi niya nakuwang i-coordinate sa DPWH, sa DBM, and all agencies na may kinalaman para solusyonan ang pagbaha sa bansang ito. Siya yung nawawala sa the entire question. Kasi po, Mr. Secretary, itatanong ko pa sa kanya sana kung nandito siya. How do you classify the rivers in this country? Meron tayong national rivers, meron po tayong municipal rivers. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. We have 18 major river basins, as I initially pointed out. We have 403 principal rivers all over the country, and I think we have more than 4,000 small rivers, tributaries to the principal rivers. Not mentioning actually, of course, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Secretary, this is important because one by one, we will be able to look into the significance why we're supposed to see the difference between the national and the municipal rivers.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yung mga national rivers po, ito yung jurisdiction ng national office.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
correct, Mr. Chairman.
Yung municipal rivers, ano po ang, di ba LGU ito?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Ngayon, ito po yung pinanggagalingan ng katakot-takot na corruption. I will tell you, palagay ko alam mo na rin naman ito. Kung minsan po, at pangkaraniwan, hindi lang minsan, pangmaramihan na to, para sa ganon, makakuha sila ng project. Kasi wala namang project ang LGU. Wala siyang pondo eh. Ang gagamitin po nila na project, sasabihin niya, tributary to a national river. Kasi pag ginamit mo na tributary siya sa national river, kinukonekta mo siya doon eh. Makakakuha siya ng pondo eh. Tama po o hindi?
Tama po, Mr. Chairman.
Yun pong, there are two kinds of flood control projects. One, those with feasibility studies. Tama po.
Tama po, Mr.
And
Chairman.
those without feasibility studies.
Tama rin po, Mr. Chairman.
Dito po sa may feasibility studies, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, yung request for funding normally comes from the Unified Program Management Office, Flood Control Management Cluster, UPMO, FCMC. That's correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman, yes.
The amount of the project is more than the jurisdiction of regional directors. Hence, public bidding is in the central office. That's correct.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Most of this funding are ODA funds,
That's
usually from the ADB.
from various lending institutions, Mr. Chairman, not only with ADB.
Yes,
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
marami, but usually ADB din pinanggagalingan. Di ba? UPMO is headed by Yusek Emil Sadain.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your presence. FCMC is now headed by
Director Ramon Ariola, Mr. Chairman.
the third.
The third. Yes, sir.
Yung without feasibility study, Mr. Chair, paano po yung request for funding? How does it start?
It starts with, I can only explain, Mr. Chair, when it is included into our National Expenditure Program proposals. No? These projects would have undergone some prioritization at the provincial level, and then it has to be elevated to the regional development councils, and it will form actually the regional project proposals. From the regional project proposals, they will call out the priorities that will be equivalent to the allocated allocation for each engineering district or administrative district, Mr. Chair.
Yung source nito, Mr. Secretary, is the regular fund. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
As opposed to the projects with feasibility o the funds yun eh.
All the funds, Mr. Chair.
Ang basis ninyo sa request for funding is Department Order Number what? Department Order Number 23, Series of 2015. Am I correct?
You're correct, Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, Mr. Secretary, kaya po natin iniisa-isa ito para maintindihan nating lahat. Meron pong jurisdictional amount kasi.
Yes.
Yung district offices, district engineers offices, 100 million. Tama?
150 million level nila, Mr.
150.
Chair. 150 million, Mr. Chair.
O yung regional district offices,
Above 150 up to 400 million, Your Honor.
national offices above what?
No limit, Mr. Chair.
No limit. Pero lahat po ng ito, Mr. Secretary, either ito po ay prosecuted by District Engineer's Office with the threshold amount as you have stated, regional district offices with the threshold amount, and national offices with unlimited amount. Lahat po ng mga contractors nito are required to have the SLCC. Am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
SLCC is single largest contract completed,
That's correct, Your Honor.
which is based on the new government
Procurement.
procurement plan or law, RA 12009. Tama po.
Tama po, Your Honor.
Meron po kayong implementing office, ito yung UPMO, FCMC, pagkatapos sa ilalim po nito meron kayong project director at pagkatapos meron pang project managers, may project engineers.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Sigurado po ba kayo na lahat ng mga projects na na-execute merong SLCC?
Your Honor, these are foreign funded projects, and most of the engaged contractors dito are actually foreign contractors, Your Honor.
Alam ko po yun, kasi yung ODA, meron silang funding provision.
Yes, Mr. Honor.
The contractor follows the personality or the nationality of the funding country. Parang karaniwan ganun eh.
In bilateral agreements, Your Honor.
Yes. Pero sa mga projects, for example, ng ADB, dahil kung minsan wala nang gustong pumasok, in-invite nila yung mga international contractors.
That's correct.
Dito pumapasok ang joint venture eh. Tama po?
Tama, Your Honor.
Paano po natin namomonitor yung mga joint ventures na kasi para magkaroon lang sa ng SLCC, kung makikipag-joint venture siya sa isang, let's say, Chinese contractor. Pero hindi yung Chinese ang gagawa. Ang gagawa yung local. Nangyayari po ba ito?
Your Honor, especially itong mga foreign-assisted projects, ODA projects, they go through a very stringent process of selection po yung mga contractors po nito. And in the implementation of these projects po, meron din pong overseer consultants actually that will oversee the day-to-day implementation of these projects, Mr. Chair. So, if there would be subcontractors that would have to be engaged by the principal contractor, this will have to go through a process of evaluation and approval, Mr. Chair. We cannot actually accept. I mean, the bank and the funding banks or agencies will not agree, will not approve any subcontractor unless they go through the approval process, Mr. Chair.
Before I continue, Sir Secretary, let me just acknowledge the arrival of Senator Mig Subiri. Please.
So it's a very stringent process, Mr. Chair, for official development assistance or foreign funded projects actually in the engagement of the contractors, Mr. Chair.
Actually, Mr. Secretary, yung sinasabi mong strict guidelines, that's debatable eh. Kasi ito nangyayari ito, this is an open secret. Halimbawa, doon sa isang flood control project na meron ng feasibility study, may mga enterprising congressmen eh. They will request that these projects be implemented by the district engineering office. Sa mga nakaraan GIA natin, makikita mo yan. For example, the project is budgeted for 500 million to 1 billion pesos. It will be divided into several small projects, say 50 million to 100 million each. Kaya makikita mo, as observed by the President, bakit ay kakanyang pare-parehong 100 billion, 100 billion, 100... Para bang there are 2 or 3 or even 10 major projects, flood control projects na talagang ang compute, para ba parehong-pareho yung cost eh. This is impossible. Kaya lang talagang binrake mo na dun sa ano eh. May break up na kasi. Kailangan talaga eh. Kaya pagpaparti-partihin na lang sa 100. Kasi ang ano dito, Secretary, alam mo naman ito eh. Para sa ganon, yung congressman, maibigyan nyo doon sa favored contractor. Magagawa natin ito. And we can prove this. This office will just ask, for example, from the Office of the Undersecretary for Planning and PPP Services, Yusek Cabral yata ito, sir.
Your Honor, yes.
Kapag na-request po ng Blue Ribbon Committee, sino-sino yung katakot-takot na mga congressmen na palagi na lang nagre-request ng funding sa nature. Dito po lalabas lahat ito eh. Makikita po namin. And I'm sure the office will cooperate with the Blue Ribbon Committee. Dito po makikita natin yung napakahilig mag-request ng funding. Tama po ako, hindi?
Tama po, Your Honor.
Okay. Yun pong bidding. Pero baka gusto na magtanong muna yung mga kasama ko po, mag-sip muna ako sa kanila. Anybody who would like to...
No.
Senator Jinggoy.
Thank you.
Galingan mo, Senator Jinggoy, ha?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is si Ms. Cabral ba nandito? Was she invited? Was she invited by this committee? Maybe we can invite her in the next
Hindi,
meeting.
nandito naman ng pinaka-boss, eh, si Secretary.
Well, but I would like to ask some
Mas gusto mo
questions.
siyang makita kaysa Secretary.
Hindi naman. Anyway, Mr. Secretary, wag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy pa. Kung hindi pa binulgar ni Pangulong Marcos itong mga anomalya na nangyari dito sa mga flood control projects, hindi nyo ba iimbestigan to?
Marami
Kailangan
naman
pa umabot ng Senado para imbestigahan ito dahil binulgar ni Pangulong Marcos ang mga di umano yung mga anomalya tungkol sa mga flood control projects.
Hindi naman po siguro, I think, Your Honor, I think this is a routine process naman ng department that every project that we complete must have to undergo a quick, it has to undergo a validation audit before we fully pay the contract amount, Your Honor. So meron yung quick quality assurance unit, may audit team na dapat umiikot parati, Your Honor, before we pay the final payment for this project, Your Honor.
Are all these contractors qualified?
They are qualified. They're qualified, Your Honor, and on the basis of the documents that they submit for the bidding purposes, Your Honor.
Sa mga binanggit ni Pangulong Marcos ng mga contractors during his SONA, bakit sa sampulang, bakit halos lahat ng mga contractors to ay kinorner lahat yung mga flood control projects? Why is that so?
Well, as far as I can recall, actually, yung sabi naman na ating presidente, 20% of the total amount of that has been allocated over the years were actually napupunta doon po sa 15 contractors po. So, marami pa naman po yung other contractors that have participated in the implementation of the flood control projects, but it's a little outstanding, as sabi ng ating presidente, that 20% of the total budgets that have been allocated for flood control napunta po doon sa 15. In numbers po yun, I think that is in numbers, Your Honor.
Yes, so
Yung-
sabi ni
yung
Pangulong
pinakita ni-
Marcos, 15 contractors cornered 20% of the total budget, or roughly 100 billion pesos.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the remaining 436 billion was split among 2,394 contractors. At hindi ko nababasahin yung mga pangalan ng mga kumpanya ng yung construction company dahil nabanggit na ni Pangulong Marcos yan. Anyway, ilan ang ghost projects ninyo dyan?
This is on the process of validation, Your Honor. This is in
But
the
do you still
process-
believe that there are ghost projects there? Or
I
there
think so,
were
Your
ghost
Honor.
projects?
In all candidness, Your Honor, I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
Saan yan?
Well, as I said, as I mentioned in my statement, there are district offices that we are trying to continue the validation of some of the projects, Your Honor. Let me just point out, Your Honor, that many of these projects also, many of the other projects that I have mentioned, some of these projects were also implemented in 2021, in 2021, 2022.
Sige. Kailan nyo pa nalaman na may mga ghost projects? Since you assumed office, Mr. Secretary? Or just lately?
Just lately, Your Honor, and unfortunately.
So ibig sabihin, when
unfortunately-
did you assume as Secretary when President Marcos appointed you in
Yes, Your Honor.
2022?
Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
So you believe in 2022, 2023, 2024, walang ghost project?
Well, Your Honor, at the central office, we are relying actually on our project monitoring information that comes to us actually, unless it's going to be validated actually in field.
So you said siguro merong mga ghost projects. Who informed you na merong mga ghost projects?
Well, there are already informations that are coming up.
Yes,
Your Honor.
who in particular informed you that there were or there are?
There are
ghost
people in the
projects?
department actually that are. That,
And how do they know that na merong mga ghost projects?
Well, there are people actually who can actually certify, Your Honor, and these are the projects that we are now intensively validating actually.
Okay,
Your
my office received reports that there are ghost projects in the municipalities of Kalumpit, Malolos, and Hagonoy in the province of Bulacan. Can you confirm this?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's true.
Well, this is information that we have received, Your Honor.
And the contractor, allegedly, Wawaw Builders, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And SYMS Construction. Am I correct?
I don't recall that name, Your Honor. But
Who is the owner of Wawaw Builders? Is he here? Is he present here?
Senator Jinggoy was invited but walang reply as of now.
May I know who is the legitimate owner of this construction company? Mark
Mark Alan Arevalo.
Alan Arevalo. All right. I think the committee already will issue a subpoena. All right. So, sa aking palagay, itong mga ghost projects na nabulgar na ngayon, siguro inaayos na nila. Tama? Para hindi malata na ghost.
And I don't think that they will have that capability anymore, Your Honor, because I think if these were ghost projects in the first place, they would not have delivered the time actually to do anything at this point in time. The records will show that if there is no project at all that was implemented, and payment has been made, then it's on.
Tapos na, nasunog na yung pera natin.
That's actually.
Alright, magkano ang
anomaly.
inaward dito sa sa Wawaw? Wawaw Builders.
I don't have the figure right now, Mr. Chair, but I think it's predominantly.
No. Meron mga figures dyan. Huwag niyo ako lulukuhin dito.
Yeah.
Labas niyo kung magkano yung inaward nila sa Wawaw Builders. Mga ghost projects. We'll wait for it. Kadiri kayo.
Mr. Chair, well, I've just been given the tabulation. Wawaw Builders. Wawaw Builders. The number of projects, the total projects, total cost of the projects that have been implemented is 9 billion.
$9 million or 9 billion?
9 billion all over the country, Mr. Chair. But let me just point out, in Bulacan alone, Wawaw Builders had 85 projects amounting to 5,971,811,000.
In Bulacan alone. What about the three municipalities that I mentioned? Kalumpit, Hagonoy, and what is this?
Huh?
Malolos.
This is for Bulacan First Engineering District Office, Your Honor.
Ito bang, I'm not familiar, no? Ito bang Kalumpit, Malolos, Hagonoy falls under the first
Yes, Your
Bulacan
Honor.
district? Ah?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, Your Honor.
So magkano? Yung sa Wawaw?
5,971,811,605.
In Bulacan alone?
In Bulacan First Engineering District, Your Honor.
So yung 5 billion na inaward sa Wawaw Builders para sa province Bulacan
First Engineering.
are all ghost projects. Correct?
Hindi
Secretary,
naman, Your Honor.
for the record, the total is 9 billion.
That is
No, no.
nationwide.
Nationwide. Nationwide, Your Honor.
Pero
Pero
lahat
5
yun,
billion
ghost
na
projects.
Your Honor. So,
Ghost projects lahat.
No po. Hindi po.
So ang ghost project lang na sinasabi mo, sa Bulacan lang.
There seems to be some ghost projects actually as reported, Your Honor.
Are you investigating this right
Yes,
now?
Your Honor. We're investigating it.
What is the status of your investigation?
They will be coming up with their financial and physical report in 1 week's time, Your Honor, to my office.
Mr. Chairman, with the permission of Senator Jingo Estrada,
Yes.
it's connected to his question.
Yes, Senator Soto, please. You are an executive
How did Wawa
ex officio
Builders?
official, right?
How did Wawa Builders get that 5.9 billion in those three municipalities in Bulacan? How did they get that? Who inserted that into the budget of DPWH?
Let me just clarify a little bit, Mr. Chairman. The amount that I have mentioned is actually for 4 years, up to fiscal year 2025. It started in 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, Your Honor.
Let's clear that, Mr. Secretary. The 9-point-something billion is for 4 years?
5.9 for Wawa, Your Honor.
No, the total for 4 years is 9-something billion.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the 5-something billion ghost project is in Bulacan alone.
Not totally ghost project, Your Honor. I'm not saying it's not totally ghost project, but the total amount of project that 85 projects that he has implemented during the 4-year period amounts to 5,971,000,000, Your Honor.
So, Senator Jingo, you're finished already?
Tito pa. Are you going to interject, Bam? You want to interject? Okay.
Tapos ka na, Senator Tito?
No, I did not get an answer, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. 2025 na lang. 2025, how much, Wawa Builders? Para mas madali niyong ma-identify.
2025, Your Honor, he has 5 projects in that engineering district amounting to 435,710,913 pesos. Your
So
Honor.
400 plus million for that particular area na
For 5 projects, Your
being
Honor.
suspected as ghost project.
Well, some of them, Your Honor.
Some of them, okay. How did they get that through bidding?
They participated in the bidding, Your Honor.
Oh, how did that budget get into your budget, the DPWH? Was there a senator or a congressman who inserted that for that particular area?
Well, we'll just have to find out, Your Honor, because there are many sources in 2025. Let me just point out that some of the projects were included in the National Expenditure Program that has been submitted to Congress. And of course, there are projects that were actually added on in the General Appropriations Act. So we just have
anyway,
to
thank you,
reclassify, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I did not get the answer. Senator Estrada,
Chair-
thank you very much.
Sige.
With the permission of Senator Estrada, related kasi ito sa question niya. Mr. Chair, kung ganun na inamin ng DPWH na mayroong ghost projects dyan sa flood control, pwede malaman from COA paano ito nakalusot? Anong papel ng COA dito sa ghost projects na ito? Bakit hindi ito nyo nakita? Pwede malaman, Mr. Chair?
Good morning po,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and Your Honor. Based po sa aming mga reports na nakuha po from our regional and district engineering offices, ongoing pa lang po yung kanilang pag-collate ng mga observations, sir. Actually, sir, may mga observations naman po pero hindi ko po mako-conclude na pertaining po ito doon sa mga ghost projects. Marami naman po kasing observation ng mga auditors natin, sir, kasi marami din pong types of audit ang kinakandak ng mga auditors natin regularly, sir. May compliance.
Yes, I mean for this particular projects na kinlaim, inamin ng DPWH na talagang ghost projects ito.
Yes,
Pwede
sir.
nyo tutukan ito and can we have results
Yes,
in the
sir.
next hearing na
Yes, sir.
ikakandak natin?
Opo, sir. Actually, sir, meron na po tayong office order from our chairman, particularly para sa fraud audit po ng Bulacan, sir.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair. I hope
Chairman.
next hearing, ha?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Opo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, related to kay Senator Jingo in order of arrival. Just
All right,
one
all right.
question, Mr. Chairman.
All right. I'll
Is it
give
okay,
it.
Mr. Chairman? Isang tanong lang. Parang tinitipid mo ata ako, Mr. Chair. Dalawa.
Sige.
Kasi nabanggit nga dito kanina na may mga ghost projects, na may mga projects na nabigay sa mga contractor na kaduda-duda for the longest time. Ang tanong ko sa DPWH, kasi sa ngayon, nag-research kami, sa 103 na blacklisted na mga contractors, isa lang dito ang na-blacklist ng DPWH sa flood control. Isa lang. Bakit isa lang? Eh kung inaamin naman ng DPWH, at pinag-usapan natin dito for the longest time, marami mga anomalya, katiwalian sa flood control at mga contractor na gumagawa ng gross projects, bakit isa lang ang na-flag down on a blacklist?
Well, Your Honor, I think unfortunately these are now being validated in the field. You know, these are now being validated in the field. So, pagka wala naman pong derogatory information that will come out in the bidding process for these contractors, they could be allowed actually to participate. Wala naman po kaming basis actually for...
Okay, magbibigay ako ng reason kung bakit isa lang na blacklist sa dinami-dami mga kalokohan. Kasi karamihan sa mga empleyado sa DPWH ay mga contractor mismo. So sila ang gumagawa ng mga proyekto ng mga ghost projects. So hindi nila iba-blacklist sarili nila. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, doon sa 5-point-something billion, most of these are ghost projects, as you have admitted already.
Oh, I cannot say that most of it at this point in time, Your Honor. But I think in this 5.9 billion pesos that is na nandyan sa Wawaw Builders, there could be some.
Kasi sa Bulacan muna yung pinag-uusapan natin.
Yes, Your Honor.
So some of these projects are ghost projects.
Could be, Your Honor.
So that's convenient already. Some of these projects in Bulacan are ghost projects.
Mr. Chairman.
What happens with the performance bond? What do you do with the performance bond? Each project has a performance bond. Tama
Yeah.
po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Aren't you supposed to confiscate the performance bond?
Well, if the project has lapsed actually for its warranty, Your Honor.
Hindi, as admitted, some of these projects are ghost projects.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you have to run after the performance bond. Yung insurance company, kailangan habulin natin.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
What will you do?
Well, as soon as we are able to file all the necessary.
How much does it take? The insurance company, sa experience ninyo, these are ghost projects.
As soon as we are able to finally come up with the documentation, Your Honor, then I think.
Okay, for the record,
Yes.
kapag nakita natin na ghost projects, you will run after
Absolutely, Your
the
Honor.
performance bonds
Absolutely, yes,
posted
Your Honor.
by these contractors.
Yes, Your Honor.
And to the question of Senator Bato, Madam Coa, ano bang ginawa ninyo? Most of these projects have been established, admitted as ghost projects. Bakit hindi kayo makapagsalita, makapag-report? Ghost pala. Bakit lumusot sa inyo?
Sir, sa ngayon po, sir, since we are still consolidating and gathering data from our regional and district auditors.
Alam niyo yung
sir.
problema. You have
Yes,
a
sir.
very standard way of answering us.
Yes,
eh.
sir.
You are still waiting for
No,
your
sir.
regional offices. Alam niyo yung problema ninyo, Madam Coa? Kasi puro kayo post-audit eh. Mag-audit kayo pag tapos na yung project. Like what happened in Misamis Occidental. I asked your regional, anong tawag niyo ron?
Director po, sir.
Regional Director ng COA. I asked him, there is a very irregular project being constructed in Misamis Occidental in Barangay Lamaan. This is a project shepherded by the former, ano ba yun? He was a deputy speaker in the House of Representatives. Kapareho ko siyang deputy speaker. He was able to get a 50 million project from DPWH. Tinanong ko yung DPWH doon in Region 10, how come DPWH now is funding housing projects? Kailan nangyari ito? And then when I asked him, yung baka kung pagtatayuan ng lupa ng housing project na yan, costing 50 million pesos. By the way, Mr. Secretary, yung contractor doon ay itong Alpha and Omega General Contractor and Development Corporation, one of the 15 contractors identified by the President. Sabi ko, tinatanong ko sa kanya, alam mo ba na yung pagtatayuan ng housing project na ito ay hindi pa sa pangalan ng city? I don't know, sir. Bakit hindi mo alam? Kasi po, mag-audit lang po kami pagkatapos ng project. Saan ka naman nakakitang? Ibig po, sinasabi ko na nga sa iyo ngayon eh. The city of Laman, the local government's LG unit at that time succeeded in getting a writ of possession. On the basis of the writ of possession, itatayo nila yung housing project. I told them, is the writ of possession transform itself as a title for the city? Hindi ko po alam, sabi ng inyong COA. Pag natapos ang project na ito, kanino kakuha ang project na ito? Hindi ko po alam. Ito po yung nangyayari ngayon eh. Ito na naman pong Alpha and Omega General Contractors and Development. Ginamit lang po yung lisensya niya, Mr. Secretary. Alam mo niyo kung sino yung gumawa doon? Yung mismong gobernador ngayon na mayroong isang construction company. I hope he is listening. At sasabihin ko sa kanya ngayon, hindi pa ako tapos sa'yo.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Let me continue with the...
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chair, you still have the floor, Mr. Chair.
kasi po,
just a clarification, Mr. Chairman, kasi taga Region 10 ako.
yes, sir.
So,
Sabihin
hindi
ko lang
naman
ito
taga
na
Bukidnon yun, Mr. Chairman. Hindi Bukidnon yun.
Yung
Yung project na yun ay hindi sa Bukidnon.
Misamis Occidental ito eh.
Misamis.
Laman, Laman.
Okay.
O, malayo yung Bukidnon.
Thank you for the
Senator.
clarification, sir.
Mr. Chairman, connected to
So,
the...
Senator Soto, okay ka na? Tapos ka na po kayo? Kasi kayo yung mga may priority
Ako, hindi
muna
pa.
magtanong. And then, Senator Villanueva, wala na siya rito. Senator De La Rosa, okay ka na? And then, now, I will go, pwede ba?
I'm not yet through, Mr. Chair. Only one question. Nasa akin pa yung floor, Mr. Chair.
Paano mo nalaman sa iyo pa ang floor?
Pare sila singit na singit eh.
Pinasisingit mo kasi. Wag ka na magpasingit. You continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, Mr. Secretary. Once proven that these are ghost projects, what action are you going to take?
We will file all the necessary charges, Your Honor. And ghost projects, actually, sabi ko nga, anybody who is involved in the implementation of that kind of a project has to be answerable. Your Honor.
Pagkatapos na mawala yung pera natin, nawala yung pera ng gobyerno.
Well, unfortunately, Your Honor, this is...
Ito bang mga these municipalities that have mentioned, nabayaran na ba yung itong Wawaw Builders? Bayad na ba? Please check your
Yung mga
records.
projects na na-complete, yung mga projects that have been filed, palagay ko na nabayaran na po lahat to.
So,
Except
when will
for-
we expect your investigation to finish?
Probably in a couple of weeks, or next week, Your Honor, we just have...
And who is in charge of inspecting the quality control in the province of Bulacan?
Right now, Your Honor, I have relieved the entire district office.
Oh.
I have relieved the
Yes.
entire district office and the
Assuming
regional...
that you have relieved all your officials, who is this person who is in charge of inspecting the quality control in Bulacan before you relieve them?
In the district office, Your Honor.
In charge nga doon sa quality control ng Bulacan. I don't know.
Your Honor, just may I have to consult.
Ano first name nito?
I was just informed, Your Honor, sorry about that. But the person who is supposed to undertake quality control in the district is Norberto Santos, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Chair, would like to, I move that we invite this person in our
Noted,
next meeting.
noted.
Okay. I'm done, Mr. Chair.
Let me make another clarification. Kanina po sinabi namin yung total flood control budget ay 849. Yun pong 849 billion was only for 2022 to 2024. Ang total po from 2022 to 2025 is actually 1 trillion 200 billion 308 million 300,000 or 1.2 trillion pesos. For the record po. Let me now shift to Senator Tulfo for a very, very few questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may we invite the COA district head in First District in Bulacan and the Bulacan DPWH First District Alcantara to be present next hearing, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, can we invite the COA First District of Bulacan and the District Engineer First District Alcantara to
Certainly.
for next hearing?
Director General, please take note of the request.
All right. Now let me direct my question to the Department of Public Works and Highways. Mr. Secretary, based on the list released by the President, there are top provinces with flood control projects. Okay? Pero they're not on top of the list na flood-prone area. Like Cebu with 414 flood control project, Isabela 341, Albay 273, Leyte 262, Camarines Sur 252. Tinitignan ko po itong listahan. Wala po sila dito sa top 10 flood-prone province. Ang number 1 po dyan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Pangasinan, Tarlac, Bulacan, Metro Manila, Maguindanao, North Cotabato, Oriental Mindoro, Ilocos Norte. Ang tanong ko po, Mr. Secretary, ano po sinunod ho natin dito? Yung hazard mapping po ba? O sinunod natin yung politiko kung saan niya gustong ilagay yung pondo niya? Mr. Secretary.
Your Honor, as I have explained, actually po, yung paglalagay po ng projects, ng flood control projects, under the National Expenditure Program po ito, no? Under the National Expenditure Program, meron po kasing allocation for each engineering district. Allocation po. And then, if you say there is a 1 billion allocation for a engineering district, ang policy po namin dito is 70% of that should go to the core program of the department, which is National Road Program Management and bridges, and of course flood control projects. So, ito po yung core program ng department. So at the end, these are prioritized. And 70% of the 1 billion, as I said, 1 billion, theoretical 1 billion, can be allocated for local infrastructure. So in the allocation of that 70%, it's all up to the priorities in that district where to put the allocations, either in roads or flood control, Mr. Chairman. So at the end of the day, ang kwan po nito is actually we, as I mentioned, it has to go through the process of the projects would have been included in the regional budget proposal.
Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, bakit po napakalaki naman ng pinondo po dito sa mga probinsya na ito, when in fact, wala ho siya sa top 10 list ng flood control. Billions po yung pinondo. Ano po ang basis, legal basis po, na pondohan itong 5 probinsya na ito na hindi naman po flood prone sila, Mrs. Secretary?
Ito po kasi yung situation, Mr. Chair. As far as the National Expenditure Program that is submitted, these are equitably distributed amongst all the legislative and engineering districts. However, Mr. Chair, I think we know that actually after the General Appropriations Act, marami po yung mga projects that are included.
I understand that, Mr. Chair, pero yun nga po, ibabalikan na lang ho natin yan because ang tanong po natin, napakalaki naman po ng pondo at saka napakaraming flood control projects ng mga lugar na ito. Hindi po ba ninyo nasilip ito nung nilagay po ninyo sa NEP? Did you check man lang or ask as you're planning or whoever is in charge na kailangan natin lagyan dito ng flood control, Cebu, blah, blah, blah? Sana, tinignan din ho natin kung magaling ho yung planning natin, kung sino man niya may hawak dyan, binabaha ba? Ang tanong po dyan, binabaha ba? Bakit tayo magpopondo rin sa lugar na ito kung hindi naman po binabaha? It's a waste of money, Mr. Secretary. Waste of time also. Halatang halata ho popondohan mo dito, gagastusan mo na wala namang baha, di po ba? I mean, am I right? Yes or no lang, Mr. Secretary?
Yes, Your Honor. I agree
Opo.
completely.
All right. Now, I'll go back to you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Chair, let me ask this question to the Department of Budget and Management. Madam Secretary, ma'am, wala po bang hindi po ninyo chinecheck? So, basta nag-request lang ng pondo, re-releasean ho ninyo. Hindi man lang matatanong para saan po itong pondo na ito, billion po ito, flood control. Wala ba kayong to counter na flood control, kailangan ito to justify? I mean, release lang ho tayo ng release kasi sabi ni congressman, sabi ni ganito, hingihan ko ng pondo, etc., etc. Kailangan ko kasi baka hindi. Pag hindi ko nireleasean, baka ipitin ang pondo ko sa budget hearing.
Mr. Chair, good noon po sa ating lahat. Kung ano po ang nakalagay sa General Appropriations Act, yun po ang inire-release natin sa Department of Public Works and Highways. Naka-line item po lahat ng mga projects. It's detailed and identified yung mga projects po. Isa-isa nakasulat po dyan. Yung mga projects, yung mga flood control projects.
I understand that, Madam Secretary, pero my point is, wala po bang pagkakataon? Kasi baka mamaya mali na po yung nililista. Hindi na po tama. If you see something wrong, okay, nandyan nga po yan, line item, pero hindi na po tama. Hindi po ba pwedeng i-correct po from
Senator
your end?
Erwin, may I interrupt? I think the good secretary has not taken his oath yet. Am I correct? So,
Hindi po. Sorry, late po ako. I came
Director
from
General,
another...
can you please administer the oath of the Secretary of DBM?
Truth and nothing but the truth in this proceeding.
Proceed, Senator Erwin.
Yeah, my question here is, Mr. Chair, para kay Madam Secretary, is like, tama ho, I mean, nasa line item, etc., kailangan ninyong pondohan yan, pero hindi po ba medyo questionin man lang na nakakaduda na po dahil, teka muna, masyadong malaki ito, bobondohan natin ito na wala namang baha dito, or at least kahit na to check lang po, counter check na baka
wala po kaming tao na kayang mag-check isa-isa ng mga projects na pinopropose ng DPWH
Oh.
But
po.
do you have the mandate to do that?
Wala din po eh.
Yun ang sabihin mo.
Wala rin po, opo. Wala po.
Okay. Okay. Now, let me move to the Commission on Audit naman. Ito pong can you identify contractors, isa Commissioner, with repeat adverse audit finding who still continue to receive new projects? Meron po ba kayo listahan na itong contractor ito blacklisted, itong contractor na ito substandard? Meron kayo? Wala.
Sir, meron po kaming ongoing list, sir. Pero as to yung mga blacklisted contractors po, manggagaling po kay DP. Pero meron na din po kaming parang database, sir, na ginagawa po ngayon. And yung data po ngayon ay nasa 2022 to 2024 na po, sir.
Alright. Balikan ko po si Secretary Bonoan. Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, ano po, wala po kayong list. Kagaya po nasabi ni Senator Raffy kanina na isa lang po ang kuan, pero lahat pumasa, isa lang ang blacklist nyo. Of this 15, lahat po ito good performance so ito since 2022. Lahat po nagawa nila, na kumpleto nila yung project.
As far as our monitoring records are concerned, Mr. Chair, this is completed naman yung sa records namin, no? Completed. As far as the central office records are concerned, actually, I'm not saying that in the field this could be a different story, but actually in our monitoring records in the department, they are completed because completed po lahat yung records, completed po.
Completed, pero what I'm saying is like hindi nyo sigurado sa inyo sa main office, lalo na yung office mo, kung yung proyekto kagaya na pinakita ni Chair Marcoleta kanina, yung wasak o durog na tulay or whatever it is, yung embankment, hindi ho ninyo mamonitor yan? Kasi
Hindi. Because
so pwede kayong dayain ng mga tao ninyo sa region, sa district, pwede magsinungaling at sasabihin, Secretary, tapos na po ito. So wala kayong way to find out na yung project na yon completed at hindi substandard? Wala pong ganon?
Well, we rely actually on the data that is fed to us, actually, the central office, Your Honor, at that point in time. No? But,
This data, Mr. Secretary, you're just relying sa mga tao ninyo sa field, sa district engineer,
Yes, Your
sa
Honor.
regional director.
Yes,
Tama
Your
po?
Honor. Tama po.
So, ang ibig niyo pong sabihin, yung dadaan ng kontulay, kung pupunta ako sa probinsya ngayon, hindi ko sigurado kung safe po ba yun, talagang matibay ba yun, because you're just relying. Paano kung substandard po yung tulay? Kagaya po ng nangyari sa Kabagan, Isabela. Paano po yun? How? How will you know? How will I know? Na driver mo, kasama ko, pamilya ko, mag-out of town kami, long weekend pa naman, next week, this Thursday. Paano pala, kung substandard pala ho yung tulay na yun? Let's not talk about flood control muna. Let's talk about these projects. Kung hindi po ninyo namomonitor, at umaasa lang kayo sa mga tao ninyo, how are we going, ika nga, masasabi natin na safe yung kalsada na yan, safe yung tulay na yan? Kung umaasa lang po kayo sa report ng district engineer, project engineer, regional director, may kutsabahan ho yan . Let's face it, alam nyo naman ho, may kutsabahan. Tama po ba? With your RD, DE, project engineer, at saka contractor, may kutsabahan na yan, Mr. Secretary.
Your Honor, I think your premise is correct, that I think at the central office, even me, I would just have to rely on the authenticity of the reports that come to me, actually, from the field offices, all over the country.
Okay.
So until such time that there's a report, there is a report that will come to me that hindi tama, then that's the time that I have to have an action on it, Your Honor.
My last question, Mr. Secretary, to give way to to our colleagues here. Mr. Secretary, alam niyo, namomonitor niyo ho ba na karamihan sa mga RD ninyo at district engineer ay mga kontratista din? May mga construction company? That they have construction firms? Hindi po.
This is one thing that I want to unearth actually in this process, Your Honor.
Hindi niyo na rin ba narinig yung in-house construction, Mr. Secretary? Kami na lang gagawa, kagaya po na nangyari sa akuan. Kami nang gagawa, ako nang gagawa dahil ako district engineer kasi may construction company. Hindi niyo rin po naririnig yung in-house construction na yan?
You are asking whether
Yes.
there are district engineers who are contractors?
Yes. Mr.
Will you not also ask how many congressmen are contractors?
Mamaya pa yan sa second round, Mr. Chair. Dito muna sa Sa second round, yung tatanungin ko.
Second round.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
Well, I cannot ascertain anything, but I think honestly I have heard of this.
Ang huli na lang, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I lied to you. Na meron po ba kayong mga lifestyle check? Kahit in your inter lang sa office ninyo na baka yung mga undersecretary natin, 5 yung bahay dyan sa Corinthians, yung ilang USEC natin, may mga eroplano, may mga yate. May ganun ho ba? Wala rin.
Your Honor.
Wala rin. Okay. Kasi sir, sabi for now, kay kami nag-uusap-usap dito, sa DPWH mo raw makikita ang pinakamayaman na opisyal sa ating bayan. The Department of Public Works. Dati po Bureau of Customs, ngayon Department of Public Works and Highways na. Dahil billion po pinag-uusapan. But anyway, thank you po, Mr. Chair. I yield the floor. Second round na lang po ulit.
Sandali lang po ito, no? Bago ko makalimutan, Madam Secretary of the DBM, will you be able to submit to this committee the flood control projects budget from the unprogrammed funds and BICAM insertions starting from 2023, 2024, and 2025. Yun lamang unprogrammed and BICAM insertions, flood control projects. Kasi po, kaya gusto naming emphasize ito, mas malaki po yung kinikita ng politiko dito sa unprogrammed and insertions. Bigyan ko na po kayo ng example. Yung politiko, sabi po sa report, initial report, pagka ganito yung tipo ng project, 30% siya. Yung bidding back and losing bidders, inaayos po yan That's 5%. Project implementation, andyan na yung DE, at saka yung kakutsaba, quality control, 5%. And then, DE and others, 5%. Quality control, 2%. Meron pang COA, 1%. Madam COA, this is an open secret. Regional directors and USEC through the DE, 4%. Contractors tax, 7%. Contractors profit, 15%. Tsaka yung royalty. Ito po yung panghiram-hiram ng mga lisensya. 5%. Alam mo ang total, Madam Secretary? 74%. Ang natitira po sa project, 26% na lang. O ibig sabihin po, kung ang flood control project is 100 million, ang talagang magagamit is 26 million. Talagang walang mangyayari po sa atin. Kaya ko lang po tinatanong, sana padala po ninyo 2023, 24, at saka 2025.
We will furnish the committee, Mr. Chair.
Okay, tas follow up lang po. Salamat po. Follow up po kasi may valid po yung point niya kanina. Identified na po natin yung 11 probinsya na flood-prone areas per the National Adaptation Plan of the Philippines 2023-2025. Bakit po 5 lamang na probinsya ang napagtuunan doon sa flood-prone provinces na yon? At ang napagtuunan po ninyo, wala po doon sa listahan na yon, is Cebu Province, 414 projects. Isabela, wala din po doon, 341 flood control projects. Albay, 273 flood control projects. Wala din po sa listahan yon. Leyte. Ba't ka napatingin sa akin, Senator Mix? Leyte. Wala din po sa listahan. 262 projects. Senator Bam, Tarlac, kasama kaya okay lang naman. Kasi pareho kaming Tarlac 258 lang. Kung ikukumpara sa Cebu na 440. Camarines Sur, wala po. Camarines Sur, wala. 252 What is the logic? Mr. Secretary, ang tinatanong po niya kanina, kung nandito lang, wala tayong po problemahin. Whatever equity you have been trying to project, equity. Logic. What is the logic? Wala sa flood. Ba't ka maglalagay doon? Hindi nga sa kasali. Para ba nga nangyari, Mr. Secretary, hindi naman siya nagugutom, doon ka nagbigay ng pagkain. What is the logic? Malalaki po ito eh.
Well, excuse me, Your Honor, as I've been trying to explain actually, these are actually, first of all, in the National Expenditure Program that we submit, these are the priority projects that are processed actually in the field. No? In the field. So whatever is the proposal...
Naintindihan po natin yun. If it is processed on the field, you will start doon sa listahan ng flood-prone areas.
Yes, Your
Okay
Honor.
lang yun.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do not start with the areas na wala naman pong panganib ang pagbaha. Questionable po yun eh. So dito po makikita talaga yung talagang walang coordination. Kahit ang natutupad na lang talaga rito yung mamaya sasabihin mo kung sino-sino because you have to name names. Sabi mo kanina, ikaw ang nagpanukala nito. So I will ask you to name names later on. Yun muna po. I will call the former Senate President, Senator Subiri, for your questioning.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, good afternoon to all the members of the DPWH
Good afternoon.
and Secretary Pangandaman and all the other departments. Alam mo, let's address the elephant in the room, Mr. Chairman. Let's already address the elephant in the room. The DPWH is not all at fault. Kasi yan, kanina pa, nahiya lang si Secretary, Mr. Chairman. Pero in our conversations together, but together with Secretary Mina, namamanggal yung budget. Iba yung NEP, paglabas po ng ng GAA, yung General Appropriations Act. And I've had conversations with the good secretary na sabi niya, wala na yung aming flagship projects. Wala na kaming road right of way. Out of sheer frustration. Hindi kasalanan ni Sec. Yun, Mr. Chairman. Kasi tamang sinabi niya, pagdating sa NEP, vetted na yan. May RDC Council approval yan. Napakahirap, napakaigpit. And the DBM also knows that there's a vetting process. Kaya paglabas po ng budget, iba nang itsura ng budget, wala na po sila magagawa dahil batas po yan. Kailangan po nilang i-implement yun. That's the elephant in the room. Kaya tama si Toby Chanco sa Kongreso kahapon. Ibigay yung mga amendments from the NEP and after the BICAM. Kasi napakasimple lang po yan eh. Ito po yung NEP, ito po yung amount. Yung marami dyan, walang kalokohan na projects, walang flood control, walang cat's eyes, walang pagbili ng solar lamps, paglagay po ng road barrier, rock netting, tsaka yung pintura sa kalsada. Paglabas ng budget, inamend yung budget nila, linagay na po lahat yun. We need to find out the proponents of that, and the President is in the right track. Kasi I've seen the President's frustration when I was Senate President na talagang bakit namamanggal yung budget, ba't nawala yung aking legacy projects. Kaya for 3 years, walang legacy project yung ating Pangulo dahil nga, siguro there was a free hand and we're all guilty, no? Both House and the Senate. So, I think, wag na tayo magsanto-santo dito. Ilabas na natin yung listahan. Sino ba nag-amend yan? Tapos, depensahan ng congressman o senador sa Luneta kung kaya niyang idepensahan. Ba't niya linagay doon? Tama sinabi ni Chairman. Maraming project dyan, ghost. Meron pa nga, hindi ghost. Ginawa, pero kalahati lang. Supposed to be 100 linear meters, naging 15 linear meters na lang. Di dapat kasuhan yun because that's a public infrastructure project. If it is not 100 linear meters under the contract, they do 50 linear meters. You can file a case like what they did to Napoles and file a case against them for substandard projects. Kung pag na yun, gumuhon tubig, gumuho din yung project. Labas ng Kabilya, walang Kabilya, Kawayan lang. Nandun sa Albay, sa home province ng aking nanay. Panay, Coco lumber. Diyos ko po. Tsaka bato. Tapos semento. Yung semento, mas manipis pa sa platito yung semento. Yan, kasuhan yan. Kasuhan ka agad yan. Tapos tignan mo yung proponent. Kung wala po sa NEP yan, sino ba naglagay na politiko dyan? Yan ang tanungin natin kasi there's always a day of reckoning in the elections. You will always say, kayo pala proponent na itong mga substandard projects. Ay lagot kayo sa amin kasi binaba kami dito. That's the elephant in the room, Mr. Chairman. I did not want to make an opening statement, but watching this talaga angers me. And I am so happy that the minority leader, together with Senator Lacson, together with Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, our chairman of the Committee on Finance, and the members of Congress now will be transparent. If there are amendments to be made in this budget, let's defend it on the floor. Kung may kalsada doon sa gitna ng probinsya ko ng Bukidnon, walang tulay, yung mga teachers nalulunod, yung mga estudyante nalulunod, I will stand up here and defend a bridge project for that. And then convince my colleagues for that amendment with the approval of the local government unit, the RDC, and the DPWH. Pero yung mga bulagaan lang na after one night, nandun na lahat. Wala na po silang mavevet, wala na po silang magagawa. Kawawa din yung mga to. They become our punching bag. But let's start from the beginning. Where did the funds come from? Where are the sources of these funds? And let's expose it once and for all. Parang sa nangyari sa Napoles, lumabas lahat ng pangalan. May mga politiko ay ilabas sa mga pangalan. Ilinabas nun at that time it was Chairman Chofisto Gingona III. Yung anak ni Vice President o Senator. Linabas niya for them to defend themselves in the annals of the halls of the public opinion. So, Mr. Chairman, I pray for you. I want you to have more power, more strength, and better health. Because in the next few meetings to come, in the next few hearings to come, people will look towards you and this committee, together with the DPWH and now I'm so happy that Ma'am Mina Pangandaman, she inspects projects na. Maganda po yan, ma'am. You're the only secretary of the DBM that I know who's gone out of the office and actually do actual inspection. Kasi tama po yan, kasi pag humingi sila ng pondo sa project na yan, alam na ni Ma'am Mina, bakit ko bibigyan ng project yan na palpak yung project na yan. So at least alam niya na. So I salute them for now their process for reform. But we must fix what has happened in the past. And if cases have to be filed, let's file the cases if need be. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your prayers, Senator Monsignor.
Prayer for you, Mr. Chairman, and the members of this committee.
Thank you.